a stronger one. So right now we have a Clefairy. I actually saw a Clefable before, and man, that thing, it looks so beast sitting on the side of the road. But I let it go because, again, I was just going to evolve this one, and I had enough candies for a while. So here we go, registered to Pokedex, you know, brand new Pokemon coming out, and this is just awesome, man. The Clefable is such a tanky Pokemon, and it had the best moveset. It had Pound and Moonblast. That's what you want in every Clefable. But the CP was a bit low because I couldn't find a stronger Clefairy. I actually got one that was like 800, but then the IVs weren't good, so I had to transfer that one. But anyways, here's my Execute, and this Executor I was so happy with. I already had an Executor which was like 1720, but unfortunately it only had like Confusion and Psychic or something like that, so I wasn't too happy with it. And then this bad boy got Confusion and Solar Beam, and I was so happy with it. I actually scrolled down to look at it because I was so happy that I finally got it. And then I X'd out for some reason, I don't know why. And then I was like, okay, all the small ones are done, time for the big ones. And then here is probably gonna be the best part of the whole video. So here we go. First up, we have two Doduos that I'm gonna evolve. I decided to go with a lower CP one first, so you guys can see the difference between the CPs. And with Doduo, I actually saw Dodrio pop up at a lure, but I chose not to get it again. I could evolve two here and gain like double the XP plus the XP for evolving that you get from doing these types of videos. So I was like, you know what, I'll let it go. And it wasn't that high of a CP. Like if it was 1,000 or 1,300 or something, I would have definitely caught it. But this part just makes more sense. This way it just makes more sense, and a little bit of patience goes a long way. So that's our first Dodrio, and now I thought let's do the second one to sort of compare the CPs and the attacks. Now the best attack for this, I believe, is Feint Attack and Drill Peck. So we're gonna find out which attacks I get, and then we'll go from there. This Dodrio actually got really big. I was really surprised by it. For those of you who don't know, it is a normal and flying type. Even though it doesn't have wings, don't be discouraged or like fooled by how it appears. It still is a flying type. So thunder attacks, ice beam, they do great damage with it. Yeah, so this one has Feint Attack and Drill Peck, which I was really happy about. So got that out of the way. Next up, I have two Squirtles that I can evolve all the way through, and both of them I hashed out of an egg, out of a 2K egg. So I thought, hey, they have really good IVs, why wouldn't I evolve them right away? So here we go. Here's the first Squirtle going down. I start with the lower CP one so you guys can sort of see the difference. Now I already caught a Blastoise, but I didn't have a Wartortle, so the Wartortle is going to be a new data entry. And with Blastoise, you really want Water Gun and Hydro Pump. Those are the best moves for Blastoise can have. So the one I caught in the wild had those moves, and I was really happy. And then these two, unfortunately, did not get those moves, but I was still happy with the way that they turned out because I was looking for higher CP Pokemon to take down gyms tonight. So here we go. Here's my Wartortle going up to a Blastoise. And also, when you're evolving like this and they have two-stage evolutions and you can go all the way through, don't even X out of it. Just press evolve right away on the second evolution that pops up. So when I saw the Wartortle, I was like, evolve again. I didn't waste time going back, looking for the other one or whatever, or like, you know, clicking on it again, then evolving. Just go straight to evolve. You don't need to worry about that. Next up, we have a 593 Squirtle. This was actually the higher one that I caught, and it was 89% IV. So I was really happy about this one. Hash out of an egg, beast mode, and then oh man, I was really excited about this one. I was like, you know, I haven't had a starter for so long with that IVs. Now I know you guys are wondering like, can I get what Pokemon will I be missing at the end of the video? And I'll go through that later, but pretty much my struggle is not the candies that it comes with, it's the struggle of finding a good Pokemon with great IVs. So for starters, Magikarp, Dratini, you want to make sure it's above 90% because those Pokemon are the hardest to find. It takes the longest. So if you have patience about it, like just stack up those candies, you know, wait it out, wait until you have enough, and then find a good one with a good IV and then evolve it. Don't like rush it just for the Pokedex. I see a lot of YouTubers, you know, they just go from Squirtle to Wartortle and then they have to save up like 100 candies. But by the time they do, they're higher level and they can find stronger Squirtle. So they're back to square one. Don't do that. Just save it up until you have 125. That's the magic number. Then evolve all the way through. That's what you want to do. Next, we have a Koffing. This is also a new entry for me. I've had enough Koffing candies for about a week now. So I thought, hey, let's, you know, save it for the video, and then here it comes out, Weezing. Weezing is actually funny because it was in the Team Rocket team, you know, and with Arbok Weezing, now we have a 195 Magikarp with 100% IVs. When this thing popped up, you know, we caught it, it was like 195, and I was like really excited for it. Then my boy looks at me and he uses the overlay to calculate the IVs, and he said it's 100%. and we just got so psyched. And he evolved his right aways. Unfortunately, his Gyarados got Twister, but it's still 100% Gyarados. So mine is gonna be 1997. It's gonna have Bite and Dark Pulse. For those of you who don't know, actually Dragon Breath got removed from Gyarados' moveset. So even you evolve your Magikarp, it will never have Dragon Breath again, which sucks. But if you were fortunate enough to have a Gyarados with Dragon Breath from earlier, save him. Like, that's gonna be really valuable in trade. So make sure that you save him. I have 2 Gyaradoses with Dragon Breath. One has Twister, one has Dragon Pulse. So I was really hoping for a Gyarados with Hydro Pump. So I knew it was gonna have Bite. That's the only possible moveset, but I really wanted Hydro Pump to go along with it. Now, here's something you guys probably haven't seen much, and that is an Abra evolution. No, I'm going to evolve this bad boy all the way through. Now, I know a bunch of you guys, Abra is really hard to catch. You just got to bury Ultra Ball. Don't get greedy about it. You can get Ultra Ball at Pokestops and whatnot. Bury Ultra Ball. Make sure to catch those Abras. Don't let it get away. You only got one shot at it. Usually, 99% of the times, it'll run. So here he is, Kadabra. That's actually my strongest one. The other ones were like 200 and one was like 14. So this one's 630, so I was pleasantly surprised with it. As long as you get an Alakazam over 1,000, I feel like that's good enough. Like, it's not good for holding gems, but it is good for taking gems. So if you're against like Mucks, Poison types, Victory Bells, and all those, you want to use Alakazam. It does a lot of special attack damage. That was his specialty. Like, it was very fast, and then it did a lot of special attack. It had no defense whatsoever. Like, okay, so that was Alakazam. Next, we have a Bulbasaur. This one I actually hashed out of an egg, so it's 595. I found stronger ones in the wild, like 640, 645, but again, not good IVs. So, and I let an Ivysaur pass me by. You saw that before. So this is going to be a new Pokedex entry for Ivysaur as well as for Venusaur. And then we're going to check out some of its stats and the combat powers and the attacks, which I'm excited for. So Ivysaur just came up. Oh man, that thing looks awesome. I remember the episode where it was called Bulbasaur's Garden in the Indigo Plateau, and pretty much Bulbasaurs all gather at this one garden, and then they all evolve together, and I thought that was really cool. And anyway, this thing... Sorry about that. So Venusaur popped out, and it's 1448. It had Vine Whip, which I was pretty happy with, but then it had Sludge Bomb, and I was like, I don't need any more poison type moves. All my Victory Bells, all they have is Acid and Sludge Bomb. So I really wanted Solar Beam, but hey, I'll take a Venusaur any day. So 89% IV, turn into 1448, not bad at all. I'll take that any day. Next up, we have Nidoran female going to a Nidoqueen. I already have one of these, so this is going to be my second evolution for it, and I can evolve one more after, but I think I'm going to save that for another lucky egg another time. So Nidoran into Nidorina. And it's so cool that, like, these are pretty common Pokemon, and they actually have 2-stage evolutions. Usually most of the common ones, they only have 1 evolution, except for like Pidgey and Weedle and all those. What I mean is, like, you can find Nidorans pretty commonly, and they turn into such powerful Pokemons like Nidoking and Nidoqueen. So you want to make sure you get that. I feel like that's a huge advantage over someone that doesn't find them in their area. So if you have these, collect them, evolve them, make powerful, king and queens, like they're monsters in the gyms. So my old Nidoqueen was actually 1500, and then I powered up to 1720, which I realized was wrong, but it had a good moveset, so I wasn't too disappointed by it. So this one also has Bite, Stone Edge, which I think is great. My other one has Poison Jab and Stone Edge, which is the best move. Why is Stone Edge so good? It has a high crit chance, so 50% of the time Stone Edge will crit. So if you hit 2 of them, one of them is bound to crit, and it does a lot of damage, like twice or even 2.3 times the damage from the original damage that would come out. So great against flying types, great against fire, great against a whole bunch of stuff. Nidoqueen just brings the pain for all of them. It does have a lot of weaknesses, like grass, water, ice, a bunch of, and even ground, because it is poison type. But overall, Nidoqueen, solid battler, great for the gym. So a little bit disappointing. Next, we have a Machop going all the way to Machamp, and this is going to be a new entry. I already evolved into a Machoke before, but when I rechecked the IVs on the Machoke, I realized that it was 60%. See, that was my own fault for not being educated about IVs before, and we used to just evolve the highest CP one, but that's not the case. So Machoke comes out, looks badass and stuff, and it's not a new Pokedex entry, but it's 988, and I was pretty happy with it. So next up is Machamp. I was looking for Cross Chop and Karate Chop. So that to me would be a really fast moveset, and it hits for a lot. So when Machamp came out, I was thoroughly surprised by it. Gordo. Oh my god, that thing is a beast. So a new registry to Pokedex, and I wonder how big this thing got. wow, 1460. I cannot ask for a better one. Like 89%, and it's got the moves that I wanted: Cry Chop and Cross Chop. Perfect. I'm probably just gonna power this guy up instead of evolving a second one anyway. So I was really happy about that one. Next up is my Growlithe. Now I have enough to evolve 2 Growlithes, but the thing is that you know, I wanted the right IV, I wanted the right CP. So I caught 2. One was like 850, this one was 737, but this one came out of an egg. So it was 82% IVs, and I was like, you know what, I might as well evolve this, get the Pokedex entry, and then I'll save the candies for the second evolution, which will hopefully be a higher CP and higher IV. So here comes out Arcanine, and the moveset that I wanted was Fire Fang and Fire Blast. So when this came out, I was so happy. It's a new, you know, registry to Pokedex. I've never even seen it before. I've never seen it out in the wild. I've just seen a lot of people have it in gyms, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get mine. Next we have a Ghastly going up to Gengar. This is gonna be my 3rd Gengar. I already have 2, and both of them are like 1100, 1200 CP, and you know, not the best moveset. So I really wanted one that's like about 1500, and it would do a whole bunch of damage. So the Ghastly that I evolved, actually I caught in the wild, and it was like 89%, and it was like 564. So that's the highest Ghastly I've ever seen in my life. Like I've never seen above that. So this Haunter, I started evolving it right away. I didn't even hesitate to like look at the moves or check the CP or whatever. And here comes out Gengar, man. Gengar is easily one of my favorite Pokemon. I think they didn't do justice to him in this game. I feel like he's not as strong as he was in the other older games. And, you know, he's supposed to be a little bit darker, like sort of more gritty and just like very dark and very sort of scary looking. But here they made him like bright purple. I didn't really like that. Next up, we have another Magikarp. This one was also 195 CP, which is really high for Magikarp. And the IV was 95%. So I was like, it's still good. And I could evolve 3 Magikarps in total. So I was like, let's just evolve 2. I'll evolve the 100% one and the 95% one. And I have like 390 candies. Like I'm really close to my 5th Gyarados. So here comes out number 4, big boy himself. Oh my goodness, 2039. And it had Hydro Pump. I was so happy. Bite and Hydro Pump. I can evolve 2 Dragonite. So it's crazy. So anyways, here we go. Dratini all the way to Dragonair, all the way to Dragonite. And this one is going to be a beast. So 716 Dratini. Remember that. That's where it all started. So 716 comes out. And this Dragonair, man, it's going to be deadly. Like, I think it was 1200, I think. But we'll just check it out now. It's 1280. And I was so pleasantly surprised. I was like, that's the highest Dragonair I have in my arsenal. Before, it was like 982 or something. The Dratini I evolved before. And the only reason I evolved it is because all my friends caught a Dragonair that day and I wasn't there. So I was like, I'll just evolve mine and, you know, show them I got one. And here he is, Mr. Big Boy himself. Oof, my pride and joy. Dragonite just looks so awesome, man. I wish its wings were bigger, but it's all good. So new entry. I've actually seen this on my radar once, that it was nearby, but we couldn't find him, and I looked everywhere. So 2,574. This thing is a monster. As for the attack, Dragon Breath, I will take every single time. As for Dragon Pulse, I wasn't too excited. I wanted Dragon Claw for the best DPS set, but I'm going to take it. And you know, some people like Hyper Beam as well. For me personally, Hyper Beam is more of a defensive move. If you have Steel Wing, Hyper Beam, that's really good for defense. If you have Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw, it's really good for DPS. So you're going to be taking down a lot of gyms with it, but you're not going to be leaving them there. With my Dragonite, it's sort of an intermediate because it has Dragon Breath and Dragon Pulse, so I can attack with it and I can defend with it. Overall, I'm just happy with this evolution. It's 91%. This thing is a monster. It's my highest CP Pokemon. Like I barely broke 2,000 before all this evolution, and now I have 2574. Like, not a lot of people can say that, and I didn't have to power it up. Like, this is just from the evolution. Once I power it up, this thing will get up to like 2800 at least, and I just thought it was a beast of a Dragonite, so I was really happy with that. Anyway, that concludes most of the evolutions that I had. I actually messed up because I forgot to start my Kabuto, which I could also evolve. So I hashed the Kabuto with 100% IVs. So what you're seeing, so the main one I have is 599, and I got that out of an egg, a 10k egg, and it's 100% IV. So I was really excited, and this is going to be my 11th Pokemon. So now I have 138 out of 138, and I only need 4 more. And I can actually evolve one of them, which is the Charizard, but I need a better IV Charmander. Here we go, Kabutops. Now remember, Kabutops is rock and water, so it's got a lot of weaknesses. It's very weak to grass and ice, actually. So you want to make sure that, you know, it's not good for defending, but it is great for taking down gym. Against a fire type, against like other types, this thing is going to do awesome. So there you have it, 138 caught, 138 seen. And you can see the Kabutops right there. You can see the Dragonite, and I was so stoked about this evolution. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more on my channel, okay? Have a great day.